say is I'm proud to be a friend of that honourable member, because we can, across party lines, still agree on a lot of things. And I think that's important here, because a lot of times we yell and scream at each other, and it's important to say that people are able to work together despite their differences. With respect to the global question of that, we do need to look at our integrity regime to see if companies responsible for bad acts abroad should not be eligible for government contracts. That is one of the things that OGO is looking at, and I look forward to working with the honourable member on that question.
The honourable member for Louis Saint Laurent. Madam Speaker, my thoughts are for the 300 staff of Medicago who are out of a job because it closed 2 years ago. This Liberal government invested $173 million of taxpayer money in this company to produce a vaccine that was produced, but that was not and that will never be recognized by the WHO. Why? Because Medicago was partly owned by Philip Morris of the tobacco industry, and the WHO never recognizes the work of the tobacco industry. Why was the government so negligent? The Honourable Minister. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to thank my colleague for his question. Indeed, we are currently working to preserve jobs, to preserve technology, to preserve intellectual property. Our priority is that today, Madam Speaker. We are in solution mode. I was in contact with our colleagues from Quebec City and the mayor of Montreal. I also talked to the CEO of Mitsubishi in Japan. We are in solution mode to preserve these jobs because our priority today are the people in Quebec City that are studying the matter. We want to work with them, and we are in solution mode for the next few weeks. The honourable member for Louis Saint Laurent. Perhaps the government should have been in check mode to check things out and make sure they are good. The WHO decided that no subsidies or any acknowledgement would be given to companies that are partly owned by tobacco companies. That was in 2003. The government signed that agreement back in 2003. On the 23rd of December 2022, the minister said to Le Soleil that he was surprised by the WHO's decision. This agreement existed in 2003 and still does today. $173 million. How much did Philip Morris make out of this money? Can we be sure that this money... End of question, inaudible for the interpreter. I would like to remind my honourable colleague, for whom I have a lot of respect, at the time we were in prevention mode because we have to remember at the time science did not tell us specifically what kind of vaccine would be required. Canada was one of the rare countries in the world that invested in various vaccine families for the safety of Canadians, as I said this morning. It's not recriminations we have to do. We have to think about solutions. I was talking to CEOs throughout the country up to midnight yesterday to find and save jobs, technology and intellectual property. The honourable member for Thérèse de Blainville.